This is where most people screw up. This is where most people need help. This is why I have a job. Behold, 7 tips directly from Love You on how to navigate that precious time before he's your boyfriend. Stick around. I'm Marc, Katz, dating coach for smart, strong, successful women, and your personal trainer for love. Welcome to the Love You podcast. Keep listening to learn 7 powerful tips for early stage dating. When we're done, I'll let you know how you can apply to Love You to create a passionate relationship that makes you feel safe, heard, and understood. So each of these tips could be its own video, could be its own podcast. These are the kind of things that you're going to want to write down and remember and incorporate because they're so important. I'm trying to give you an entire month of Love You in a very short video. So first, you don't make time for the right guy. You make time to meet the right guy. What that means is if you're a busy, successful woman, like all of my clients are, and you're working 40, 50, 60 hours a week, and you're traveling all the time, and you got your yoga retreat, and you're just busy, and you tell yourself this story that when I meet Mr. Right, I'll carve out time in my life for him, the life that I packed full of things because I don't have a boyfriend. That's the wrong order. You don't make time when you meet the right guy because you're not really giving yourself any time to meet the right guy. What you need to do is clear room on your schedule for dating, relationships, and men. In Love You, we generally recommend a half hour a day of online dating, right? Maybe 1 date a week. If you can give a half hour a day and 1 date a week at the beginning for dating, you meet a guy you like, then you'll have the opportunity to see someone 3 times a week or something like that and talk to him every single day, which is what a good relationship looks like. Most people come in with the idea that I want my life exactly as it is right now, just as packed, just as much work, just as many hobbies, and I'm just going to drop a man in it. And the thing is, most men don't want to finish 6th to whatever is already on your agenda. They want to feel like a top priority, just like you want to feel a top priority. So you need to create room in your life. You may want a boyfriend, but a good boyfriend does not want to be an accessory or be squeezed in to your life. He wants to feel important, so create that space in order to find him. Got it? Good. Number 2, mirroring a man and responding to his actions prevents you from chasing. What we mean by mirroring is not initiating contact with a guy unless he's initiated contact with you. It's responding to someone. He texts, you text him back. He calls, you call him back. He says, I want to see you, say, I'd love to see you. Right? He initiates, you respond. If you reverse that because you're anxious or you're needy or you're lonely or because he's your favorite guy and you're afraid he's not going to contact you, so you contact him, now you've reversed the energy that we're looking for in a relationship where a man engages in courtship behavior, where a man demonstrates to you through his actions that he desires you, wants to see you, wants to escalate the relationship. So you never want to chase some guy down. You never have to remind him you're alive. Hey, Brad, haven't heard from you in 5 days. What are you up to this weekend? If you haven't heard from him in 5 days, that tells you what you need to know about Brad. All right. So in general, want to use what we term in Love You mirroring, which is responding to men as they initiate with you rather than initiating with them. Very important for early phase dating because you want to be the catch. You want to be the CEO. He has to be the intern. The CEO doesn't chase down the intern. Next, number 3, assume the answer is yes. This is from the flirting section of Love You. It's one of my favorite ideas and it's a pretty simple one. The concept of assuming the answer is yes basically means acting from a place of deep inner confidence that whoever you're talking to likes you, is attracted to you, wants to sleep with you, wants to date you, wants to marry you. Now, indeed, this isn't fundamentally true 100% of the time, but you're going to function much better. You're going to show up on a date much better if you assume the answer is yes than if you assume the answer is no. When you assume the answer is no, you're acting from a place of fear, scarcity. I hope he likes me. I hope I don't do something stupid. He's so cute. He's so smart. I really want to be with him. Now there's an energy that comes out. That's not what you want to convey. What's the most attractive quality? It's confidence, right? So You may not have it. Your confidence may have been sapped by dating men, online dating. I get it. But if we could just do a little energy shift prior to the date, go into the date, assume that this guy is crazy about you, just like you're meeting your best friend. You never have to worry about whether your best friend's going to like you or call you. You just go on a date and you could relax and you could be yourself. So go into the date assuming the answer is yes, that all that's left to determine at the end of the date is whether you want to see him again, not whether he wants to see you again. I know this is gold. Number 4, focus on the guys who do make an effort, not on the ones that don't. This is always really tricky because you put these guys up on a pedestal. Right? Oh, here's my favorite guy. Here's the one I have the big crush on. You singularly focus on that guy. The less he contacts you, the more you desire him, the more elusive, the more mysterious, the more exciting. Meanwhile, there's this other guy who's like, what are you doing tonight? What are you doing tomorrow? And you're like, stay away from me, needy stalker. Who's a better boyfriend? The guy who can't be bothered to text you for a week? The guy who hasn't asked you out in 3 weeks? Or the guy who says, what are you doing tonight? What are you doing tomorrow? How about this weekend? It's a really obvious answer, but it's not as obvious. We tend to overvalue people who are not interested in us and undervalue people who are. Right? It's I would not want to belong to a club that would have me as a member. So every guy who's really interested in you, you're like, yeah, here's the guys I'm interested in. So what we want to do in Love You is, right, as much as I can give you from Love You without actually coaching you, is take those those pieces of the Venn diagram and put them together. Here's the men who want to date me. Here's the men I want to date. Can we find a 10% overlap between the two? Or am I just going to keep on pining for the men who don't want me and making myself miserable because I'm spending all my time longing for men who've shown no apparent interest in committing to me? We want to focus our energies on the guys who do make an effort. That's what we mean when you're the CEO and he's the intern. Is he making an effort? How bad does he want the job? That matters just as much as what's on his resume. Next, don't commit to a man who hasn't committed to you. This fits in squarely with what we were just talking about. There's a tendency, and most people do this. I mean, I'm somewhat surprised because I didn't date this way, but again, I guess that's why I'm a dating coach. For me, I was always dating multiple people at the same time, weighing my options. I was probably a little bit too picky, a little bit too much of a player, blah, 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 blah. But the good thing about that was when I chose a girlfriend, I was really all in. I did not waste someone's time. I didn't date someone for 6 weeks if I didn't intend on being with them. Cut people off a lot faster. The problem when you fixate on one person, right? Here's your favorite guy, and I haven't liked a guy this much in a long time. You stop seeing everybody else. You're just waiting for this one lead to pan out. And the problem is, if he's a quality lead, he's got 10 other options simultaneously in addition to you. So you're putting your life on hold for a guy who's not putting his life on hold. You're one of 10 options. I'm making this up. You're one of 10 options, and you're treating him as if he's the only option on the dating site simply because he's your current favorite option on the dating site. So remember, if you commit to someone who hasn't committed to you, and you singularly focus on a guy you have a crush on, a guy you're texting, a guy you've gone out with once or twice, you're really not getting the best use of your dating site. And there's a really decent chance, as you probably know, that's not going to pan out, that he's going to flake out, he's going to be unavailable, he's going to hook up, but he's not going to take you seriously. He's going to find someone that he likes better, someone that he was seeing before you even got there that you didn't even know about. There's so many variables. So really important in modern dating and online dating is to keep your options open at the beginning and see which man narrows the options for you through his continued efforts instead of focusing on a guy who has made no indication that he wants to be your boyfriend. Right? No indication. Right? No one gets your full attention until he's like, hey, let's take our profiles down. Next. Wait 4 to 8 weeks before committing and then have sex. That's the order. If you're doing it any other way, you might be inadvertently screwing things up. What do most people do? Go on 3 dates. He's really cute, feels right, had a couple drinks, sleep with him, keep your fingers crossed. I don't like that as a dating strategy. You don't like that as a dating strategy. You know what it's like to sleep with someone and then be staring at your phone and see that he's online and wondering about when he's going to text. How insecure can you make yourself feel when you do that? So If you're the CEO and he's the intern applying for a job, he has to go through these rounds of interviews. We call them dates. Date 1, date 2, date 3, date 4. Maybe you're going around the bases. You're getting a little more intimacy. Maybe he's deciding he likes hanging out with you more than other people. And you're operating from a place of confidence. Now we've got some momentum. So if a guy could show you why he's worthy of your commitment and then leads, I want to take my profile down, I want to be your boyfriend. Now you could safely sleep with him, call him your boyfriend, take down your profile, and explore the potential for a future together, as opposed to reversing that process, which is sleeping with a guy too soon, committing to a guy too soon who you barely know, and the discovering that the guy you're sleeping with doesn't want to be your boyfriend, or that your boyfriend, who you chose after 3 dates, is not a really good guy. You've seen it happen. Slow down. Finally, realize that when I share this information with you, choosing a boyfriend is not the same as choosing a husband. People really don't want to get hurt. People really don't want to waste time. I understand. But when you choose a boyfriend, when you give him a month to earn the right to take down his profile, become your guy, and sleep with you, you're not committing to him for life. You're not making a promise you can't keep. You don't have to know what the future holds. You're literally just saying, hey, I have enough evidence after a month that this guy is a good guy, comfortable with him, I have fun with him, I'm attracted to him, he's good to me, he says he wants to build a future. Let's explore it together. You can't know if you could be married until you become boyfriend, girlfriend. So people get really weirded out about just the label boyfriend, girlfriend. It's an important one. It's very different than I'm seeing him, sleeping with him, we're exclusive. Boyfriend with a guy who's marriage oriented is a commitment to explore a future. But just because you call someone a boyfriend doesn't mean that at any point in time you can't break up with him. You could break up with him after 1 month, 2 months, 3 months. At any point he could be fired because you're really saying, hey, this doesn't feel right. And then you start all over and it's fine. That's called dating. This was a Value Packed podcast. And some of it probably made you nod. Some of it probably made you shake your head, make you think. Maybe you wrote something down today. But here's the thing. There's a big difference between knowing something, hearing it here, and then living this advice. I have no trouble giving away advice for free. I hope you enjoy it. But if you listen to this and you realize how hard it is to actually do the things that we talked about, the things that you instinctively know to be true, that is what I'm here for as your dating coach. I hold your hand through this process as you're going through these confusions and anxiety, and I answer your questions so you don't screw things up with the guys you like the most. And you could safely determine that if a man earns the right to be your boyfriend, you did the right thing, as opposed to giving him that title without him actually earning it. If you want to know how to live this advice and choose boyfriends who could turn into husbands, go to www.evanmarckatz.com/apply, and I will take care of you. Just had a great success story today from a client in the Bay Area who sent me a picture of her and her really handsome boyfriend who are now going to be living together. This job never gets old now. My name is Evan Marc Katz. Thanks for tuning into the Love You podcast. For more episodes like this on YouTube, click on the subscribe button, ring the bell, and choose all to get notified when new content comes out. If you want a man who makes you feel safe, heard, and understood, go to www.evanmarckatz.com/apply. Watch my video on how to fix your broken man picker. And when you're done, apply to Love You. Join other smart, strong, successful women in a coaching community where you could finally get the love you deserve. I'll see you there.